guests and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Let's get your weekend started on Fridays with your one and only new host, Denise. Bringing you amped, raw, and fun energy to entertain as you end your week to welcome your weekend. Denise will bring new friends, celebrities, entrepreneurs, topic experts, musicians, foodies, local events, news, and much more to educate, celebrate, motivate, relax, and relate. As she says, let's make your mess your message. So let's get this party started. Here's Denise.
Collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Power Up Radio. I am so excited to be back. It was been I'm super excited about this guest and the artwork that you see behind me. For those of you that are on the road, I'll go over what it looks like, but I just want to say welcome. It is our virtual happy hour opportunity. You know, this show is all about making sure that we give you some inspiration and we give you some education and we make you feel happy to close out your week and roll you into the weekend. We'll talk about some events that are going on this weekend. You can put it on your agenda. And I want to make sure that I say, for those of you that are driving and those of you that are tuning in, just know that I really want to hear from you. And that number to dial in and ask a question, I think you're going to really want to know some more information about our particular show and who our guest is. So for those that are listening, it's 888-565-1470. That is the number to dial in. And once again, we are on 96.9, 95.3 FM and 1470 AM. I'm a little dyslexic today, but that's okay. If you're on 95 driving, I'm hoping that the traffic is not as bad. But if it is, just sit back, relax, and listen, and let's have some fun on the radio today. For those of you that are actually watching, once again, you can catch us on different platforms. One right now, we're live. Instagram, how you doing? I know we're live right there. Facebook, we're live. So we're also, you can find us on TuneIn on the radio show. That's another area you can go to. You can actually see us on radio.net and also on Odyssey. Those are 3 other platforms that you can listen to us. So if you're wondering why I'm looking like this, so those that are driving, I know you can't see me. Right now I am in the attire, an Italian attire, because why? This particular weekend is the San Gennaro Feast, and I am in support and in spirit. I will be there this evening and tomorrow evening doing some MC hosting, asking questions so you can answer them and win VIP tickets to go ahead and come to the festival. So make sure you're tuning in. I want to now go ahead and introduce, but before we go on to meeting our new guest for this evening. We actually have, to make sure that I recognize our sponsor for this segment, which was Gubba Rum. And we just had a little bit of a tasting of it, and we're going to talk about it, but I just want you to know it is wicked smooth, and we're going to talk more about that. So with that is said, who is our guest this evening? Well, I have a gentleman by the name of Ozzy DeVirus. And he is with us today to talk about the artwork that we have behind me, his storyline, and what you see, this amazing artwork. I'm just floored. I'm so sorry that those of you who are listening on the radio can't see this, but this is major, colorful, animated, I guess that's the best way to say it, artwork that is actually individually done by Ozzy himself. Welcome, Ozzy. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm glad that we got this chance to sit down and talk. And I am just been enamored by the artwork and the colors, but I gotta tell you, these look really good in the studio. They're really based on the backdrop. These colors are popping, and I really love that. So I want to know a lot about you. Our audience and listeners wants to really know who my guests are, and we normally tell a story, and that story is yours, of course. And we go back in time, and then we go ahead and we bring up to current times to let us know where we are and what we can do for you. So to make sure that we help others follow the footsteps that you do that are very interested, and you can give them advice on how to do that. So I need to know. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So we established that you're from one of the boroughs. And so I know you're from Queens.
Yeah.
Originally.
I'm born and raised in Queens, grew up in Long Island, but once I got old enough to, move out of my parents' house, I decided to go to Orlando, Florida, and just kind of work on my career from there. And I've been here for about 7 years, and things have been, up and down, but for the most part, it's doing what it has to do.
Well, he gave us the short version, but I'm going to open up the box even more. So I know that you were in Queens. I know that you were there until what age were you there?
We'll just call it just New York in general.
Okay.
I was up there for I was in the Queens area till like about 4th grade. I don't know what age that would be, probably like 10 or whatever.
Okay.
Then I grew up mostly like in Long Island. That's where I did like high school, junior high school. Didn't finish college, left, and then just focused on my graphic career.
So I know there's more than just the graphic career that we have to talk about, but I think you were also in the music industry at some point. Did you dabble in there?
I dabbled in it. I wouldn't say like I made it mainstream, but I would say with the talents of shooting videos, doing photo shoots, making beats, I dabbled in that, and I did really well in it. And also with doing graphic art, I've done like some cover artwork for certain rappers and celebrities.
Okay.
So I was able to get that far with it, but then I realized, the anime art is my real passion.
All right.
Yeah.
When you were younger, was the anime world up and running? Like, was this something that you grew up with?
So it's always been around. If you were a real fan, like in like the early 2000s or like even earlier, you were always like a fan. It's just that it wasn't so mainstream like it is now.
Okay.
Like it was, it's Japanese cartoons, so you had to either know where to find these or get special VHSs to see it. Before the internet to just stream it. You had to just really know. And I do remember it not being like the coolest subject, or if you knew, you knew. But then as the years, went on, as I was doing the artwork and I stayed true to like what I like, I started noticing like the popularity just grow.
Right.
For video game characters, anime characters, superheroes, and now all this, like nerd culture stuff is cool now. So I'm just doing the art for it.
So the history behind anime, just for our audience to be, educated on what's the story behind anime? Where did it originate? You said it started out in Japan.
So anime is short for Japanese animation, pretty
Okay.
much. Something along the lines like that. And just as a kid, I just always was influenced by the style of how they draw. They tend to draw their characters or their characters with more detail, more colors, more thicker lines than like your average American cartoon.
Right.
Like if you look at like a certain anime character and you look at like what we have in like we're Western, right? Yeah. In American stuff, compare that to like a Family Guy character. There's so much more detail in the way that the anime characters make it look versus, the American cartoons. So I was always just drawn by that.
So this was something that you just naturally started developing in school. Did you take art lessons, design lessons? What did you refine that, or it was just a gift that you were able to pick up a pen or a pencil and put it all together?
I was just able to just pick up a pen and just kind of just redraw like what I see, and I was I wasn't too bad at it. Where I really started like honing in the skills was when I went to graphic design classes in 7th grade. So I jumped into digital like really early. So like everybody in that class was like in 12th grade, and I was like the youngest one, but they were going for like credits for college. So my dad just sent me there every Saturday just for something for me to do. So from 7th grade, I would go every year as a young child, and then now I haven't put like my digital pen down since. So yeah.
So when you were in class, by the way, did you get in trouble while you were in class, just in general, through the science, and were you caught doodling?
Yeah, all the time.
Of course you were.
I was one of those kids, but surprisingly, shout out to all like my teachers, like from Elmont Memorial, like where I'm from Elmont, like in Long Island. Well, I grew up there. They were always like really supportive, like even though I was getting in trouble, they knew like, okay, he has like a talent, and I had like a really supportive community. I have a great supportive friends,
Awesome.
certain family members that understood what I was trying to go for too. And now this is just what I do full time. It's been a few years.
You know, it's so important what you said. I've had other artists here, and they all said the same thing. But the one thing that you just mentioned is, of course, following your heart, your desire. But you said that you were getting in trouble in school, and your teachers had faith in you.
Yeah.
That is so important in today's society, that our teachers keep that faith running and rolling, because look at where you did.
Yeah.
You know, they pulled you from wherever you were doing, and they just kept nurturing that particular skill that they saw in you. Is that right?
Yeah, you know, to this day, I still keep in touch with, like, a lot of my teachers from, you know, from high school, like, on Facebook. I'm really close with, like, my art teacher, you know.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he honed, like, a lot of my skills, you know. Still, you know, keep in touch with him till this day, and I always tell him all the time, like, you know, you kind of encouraging me and, you know, putting, like, that faith into, like, you know, your students, you know. Because, you know, they see students every year, but just to always keep doing that, it kind of helps keep you going, you know.
I actually did a little research, and I know that at one point you were doing more than just art. You had other things that you were working on, and you made a very formal decision, from what I understand, to leave what you were doing and completely focus on doing your art. And so you made a decision to go join and work with Disney. Is that right?
It was Universal.
Universal
Yes,
Studios?
yeah.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about that decision, because that's a very big crossover. Tell me how you got to that point.
So I had a friend who had offered me a job to work at Universal as, like, a graphic artist there. You know, some stuff in the park, some stuff behind the scenes. You know, it was a nice little job that I figured, you know, at the time. You know, just, you know, like, my mom's house in her basement. Okay, I'll do this. I'll move to Florida and go do that. And I took the opportunity, and it was cool. I didn't mind it, but I realized there wasn't really like a space to just really do what I want.
Express yourself?
Yeah, or what I feel works best.
So what are some of the pieces that you worked on while you were there? Or some of the characters, for that matter?
Surprisingly, I didn't really stay there long. Once I realized there was no room for me to do me, I kind of just made the decision to just, all right, like, I know I moved down here for this, but I think I'll just try to figure it out on my own. So I wasn't there long.
Okay.
Wasn't there long. You know, I was
It was
hyped
part of
and
the journey. It was part of the process.
I was
part
hyped
of
and
the
excited
learning.
about it, but once I realized that, like, okay, I can't do what I want. I just have to kind of follow, you know, the rules. And, you know, I went to school, but I didn't really go to school. I went to classes, not like a degree in this.
Right.
So, you know, I'm kind of like learn a little differently. But the way I learned is what works for me. Once I realized I can't express that there, I decided to leave, and now I just run like a graphic business selling my art. It's prints, T-shirts, canvases.
Hence, that's how you wound up in Orlando.
Yeah,
That's where you
yeah.
are. So you're in Orlando. And
I was in Orlando because of that job, but
Got
now
it.
I stayed here because now I, you know, created my own business out of it.
right. Well,
Yeah.
certainly the weather helps.
Yeah.
Coming from up north, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you went on your own, and I know that you've expanded your line a lot, but I have a question. Of all the pieces that you've done, who is your favorite character?
that
you've
I've
created?
drawn or the character that I like?
Do both.
My favorite character that I've drawn would honestly be like my own original. I'm working on
Okay.
like my own original character. Like that's
I
my
can see
favorite.
why.
Because I created this, you
Right.
know. These other characters, they technically don't belong to me. I just add my own little flair and style
Okay.
to them. But I enjoy drawing them. Like I love drawing all of them. But my favorite one, there's a popular one that I guess you could say kind of went viral, and that's kind of like what started like my career. It's a character from a show called Dragon Ball Z. I grew up like watching and stuff. There's like an old man on there. His name is Master Roshi. He's like the trainer of like one of like the strongest characters. I drew him in like a Gucci bucket hat with Gucci sunglasses, smoking a cigar, and you know just some cool tats on it. And I posted it, and it just kind of like opened up the door to just people following me. Like this is so dope. And I've seen that piece tatted on people. Like
Oh
I have
my
at
goodness.
least 30 screenshots
Of that
that I've
particular
seen.
tattoo.
Yes, of that particular art. I've seen it on people's sides, their arms, and a lot of people like that piece. And I
You
made
know,
that piece 6 years ago.
I can't imagine, Freddie. I can't imagine having actually, or know of anyone that's actually had art that someone's produced and tattooed on their bodies.
I know a lot of my friends' ex-wives did that.
Yeah, it was bizarre to me because it's like I completely freestyled this design and you decided to tat this on your body forever. Like,
Can you NFT that on their bodies?
hey, possibly we'll look into it, but that piece kind of what started everything, and that piece is like going on 7 years old, and I still
that
sell
right?
it till this. I just sold it like a few times the other day. Like it's a dope piece. It's pretty sick. You know?
So I know, you know what? We're going to play a clip on some of your work. And I think it's the one that we're going to be talking about first here is an interest of yours that you've been working on. I think we're going to go into, I believe, your car. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit over it, but just to set it up. So you have this car, everyone that can see it, but I know those that are listening can't see it, and we're going to give them a picture that if you know what we're talking about, anime is a very vivid, vibrant, I know it's redundant, but it is really lines that just jump at you, and there's stories within those particular art pieces. And it's amazing. So what we're looking at now is some of his work. So we have art that we do, then we also have masks.
Yeah.
Your masks were amazing. And this is a shop that you have up in Orlando?
No, so
Where
this is a recap of a pop-up shop I did in New York.
Okay.
Because, you know, like I said, I'm from New York, and when I moved, I've been back in and out to visit, like, my family and friends, but I haven't been back, like, with my art and, like, what I'm doing currently. So this was, like, an opportunity to see everybody, like, in my neighborhood and, you know, people that follow me that didn't know me before I moved to kind of, you know, meet me and buy some art. So that's the recap of this. The car one was, like, a recap of my latest booth at an event.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, but now you've also started a clothing line.
Yeah.
And the art is also then imprinted on the clothing line.
Yes.
And, you know, we have a model here today that's going to be going ahead and showing that particular shirt itself, and we'll go to that in a minute. But
I know some artists, not to interrupt you, that they put their clothing line like a canvas and sell the canvas with the clothing line attached. Do you do anything like that onto the canvas?
I mean, every art piece does have a shirt version. I kind of like that. Maybe not like the shirt itself
not
on
sold
a
as
canvas.
a bundle.
But yeah. But
I know people
every
that
art
do
piece
that.
has a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's creative. I really
Yeah.
love that. You should actually sell like a make-believe tattoo with it too. You just like
A
put
rub-on?
a rub-on.
A
Yes,
rub-on.
you can do a rub-on tattoo. I could go ahead.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Right, make a
It's
sleeve.
So much
Get
stuff
that.
you can do. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, some of this stuff is amazing.
It is
thank you.
absolutely stunning. Just the total artwork and the details. It
Yeah,
is
that
just
one.
stunning.
That-
that's the
the
one.
one.
Okay, that people have gone
Yes.
ahead and tattooed on their bodies.
A lot of detail.
Yeah, and I take my time. You could show any one of my pieces. I'm not gonna say that's not my best one. They're all my best.
Right.
You can pick any one. I'll be happy whichever one you show.
Are they all originals?
Original, like in a sense of like how I formatted it, what I
Okay.
added to it. But like if we're talking like content of like the characters now, they're all based off of existing characters. I just kind of add
Okay.
my own little flair to it. But they're original in a sense like how I composed it.
Right. Yeah, some of them can be very sassy.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's part of the anime culture
Oh, and this
too.
is my favorite. We're looking at Speed Racer. I had a huge crush on Speed Racer.
Yeah.
For those of you that are listening, that be a little bit more in my timeline, but there is a Speed Racer version of the anime art that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And just truth be told, I had a huge crush on Speed Racer when I was younger. I didn't know he was real. I thought he was a real person, but you know.
He's a real person.
Oh yes, of course.
So you know,
In Freddy's world.
I had to bring him back and just show him love on that piece.
I really appreciate that you did.
Yeah.
There's another piece that I really appreciate, and that is the Betty Boop one.
Yes.
And we talked a little bit about that piece, about how it's not as popular, but it is, as you said, age relative.
Yeah,
Betty
but
Boop is,
it's
for those
sick
of us
how
that
it
are-
came out.
It's sorry?
It's so like it's dope how it came out, but I just think a lot of people don't really know who she is to really say, yeah, I need that piece, At least from what I've seen.
That's now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Betty Boop was.
Yeah.
Oh, she was the bomb.
I know. I did my research. That's why
Yeah.
I was inspired to draw her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got every curve in place. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. Yeah. Oh, so back to business. I want to really say that you have done an outstanding job, and that's Mario. Let's talk a little bit about the pieces that are behind you.
Yeah.
So we have behind, where is it right now? This is behind me. Okay, so Speed Racer is behind me, right? For those of you that can see,
Speed Racer
amazing.
versus Mario in Miami.
Oh,
on
is that
South
how it
Beach.
is?
Yeah.
There it is. Oh my goodness. Speed Racer versus Mario. I have my money on Speed Racer.
Is that Florida with the palm trees?
South Beach.
South
Yeah,
Beach.
South Beach. I mean, Miami. I was going for like that Miami vibe.
I feel it.
I did like the 80s type style sun with the palm trees. And yeah, they're just racing.
So tell me about the piece behind you. This is a little sassy.
Yeah.
And we have some, we have a money flow going on here. Tell me a little bit about this piece.
I just freestyled
You
it.
just
I just had
freestyle?
fun. I just had fun.
It's just an inspirational freestyle thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like me in the kitchen. I start throwing stuff together in the pot.
Exactly, and I just hope it comes out good.
That's not like an old girlfriend.
No, that's Princess Peach. Mario
Peach?
is always trying to save her.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
what it is?
from Donkey Kong or something like that.
Okay.
Or no, from Bowser or something like that. From the video
Alrighty
games.
then. There you have it.
So
From
I
Donkey
just
Kong. I remember that.
yeah, if you play the games, you've seen her. It's just you probably not because she's my version of her.
Right,
she don't got like the princess outfit, but
I like her tattoo on her shoulder.
yeah. So the cool thing about my art is if you're really into video games and anime, you're gonna see different references from different shows and animes like kind of all mixed in.
Okay.
So think of it as like a
Chicken soup.
mashup universe of everything. So
Okay.
she has like a tattoo from like another anime show. So if you know what that tattoo is, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's sick. You put that.
Is it the blue or is it the lips?
The blue one? No, the lips is random. Just random.
Oh, I
kiss
thought
my
you
lips.
you did that after me.
Yeah. But the blue is like a curse mark from like a show called Naruto. So it's like
Okay.
everything is kind of mashed in. It's like just a mix of just different universes.
Do you play these games yourself that are part of your art world?
My mom didn't buy me much games growing up, so I just had to go over to my cousin's house and just kind of like dig into like my nostalgic memory from what I remember from playing at his house and stuff, or any of my friends
Do you
growing
play
up.
now?
No, I don't have time.
Look at that.
Be drawing. But I remember a lot, like as a kid, like, oh yeah, I like that character. I remember this, so I try to like dig deep into that. I'll do my research again now when I get time. Maybe play some games if I find the time to.
Right.
And whenever I get inspired, I just let it go and just freestyle.
I just love that.
Do you do comic books?
I'm working on one.
I can see this being a comic book.
Aren't there comic books right now though on the Japanese
It's called
anime?
mangas, same thing, whatever. But yeah, it's called we'll go with manga because I hear a lot of people pronounce it that way. But I am currently working on my own original manga. It's going
Okay.
to be very Japanese inspired, but it's going to be my own original characters. And my goal, hopefully, I'm saying this on the air now, I hope to put it on like a Netflix or Hulu or Crunchyroll to get it animated as like a real series. So
I love that.
that's what I'm working on. Like that's my next,
Okay.
next 5-10 year plan.
So we're going to go to a commercial right quick, and we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about this and how they can be purchased. I have a couple of more questions for you. Time just flies when we're doing this. I just love the fact that we're able to talk to such amazing creative individuals that have been on this show. You've just blown my mind away. You really, really have. I was just saying I have to get 2 pieces just for my grandson and my other pseudo grandson for them to have. I mean, I'm sure this is going to be part of their world as they get bigger.
Yeah,
right?
It's made for the game rooms, the man caves, the woman caves nowadays. Like I know a lot of people who are just streaming now, and they just want art just from the background when they're going live to their audience. So this is what this collection particularly is for. I mean, any of my art, but this particular collection, the anime stuff. You're just a fan, you just get the pieces in.
It's a world I don't know anything about. I mean, this is, I'm learning more about it, and I'm fascinated by, there's another artist that comes to my mind. I mean, it's not anything of the same, but the colors to give people that are listening an idea. A lot of people would know who Brito is. And he's a artist that has the same colors, schemes, and process, but of course, clearly yours is inspired in the space that you're most interested in, and his is just to give the idea of the color schemes that we're working with for those of you that are not able to see what we're looking at. But we're going to go to a quick commercial to our sponsor, and we're going to come right back real soon.
Along the sun-drenched beaches of Boca Raton lies AMP2 Media. We strive to bring rising stars and their fantastic work into the spotlight. From music to art, we have the tools and the talent you need to help you reach the next level. AMP2 Media is proud to announce our new scoring platform for reality shows, movies, and videos. We have the ability to highlight music according to what the eye sees on the screen. Our excellent mastery of music allows us into the deepest part of your film. Our different sounds allow your film work to come to life. For more information, call our studios at 866-224-5422 or visit our website at amp2.tv. Let AMP Media Productions bring your media to life.
Cool, calm, collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
So back to the Gubba Rum. We're going to taste this. So you've been actually having a little bit of a flavor of it. Are you liking it? Which one did you have?
The silver.
The silver?
Yeah.
Wow. It's really good. This one, we have to give this one a shot. So maybe on the next break we'll get this tasted. But this one is what they call wicked smooth. I really appreciate this. And this particular one.
It's your rum and coke?
Actually, you can do this with rum and coke. But you
rum
can,
and coke.
yeah.
And ice cream.
And ice cream. Well, you can always bake with this one too. This one has, because it's vanilla. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that one, but he is our sponsor for this segment of our show. And thank you so much, Gubba, for being a part of the show where it's completely wicked smooth. Alrighty, going back to the show, I have a couple of questions that are coming in.
Yeah.
And so particularly the one that's behind me, the question is, how much does that too? If someone was interested in purchasing, how much would that be?
It depends on the size. So, but
Okay.
like I said, since I'm a digital artist, they're not like one-of-one paintings. They're just digital pieces,
Right.
But I do set like a certain like limit to how many I'm putting in production. So like for like the largest one, it goes on for my website for about like 400, and that's sometimes including shipping.
So where on the website would they do?
So the website for this particular collection is called LSD Collections.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And so it's www.lsdcollections.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's your answer. Thank you so much for the question.
Yeah.
And the one that we have right here that we were just talking about, what would this one be going for?
It's probably like a little more. It's probably like 450. Like
Right.
they're all in like a 400 range. For
Okay.
this size. Well, for the 48 by 36 size. This particular size behind this looks like a 32 by 24.
Okay.
So that's a little smaller. That's probably going to be like the 250 range.
Okay. Okay.
know?
And I know for a fact, once again, so they can actually go to the website, which is
LSDcollections.com.
.com. Okay. But we have another set of collections.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, the LSD collection. That's a creative way of being sarcastic in the background over here. So the one thing I want to now talk about is your clothing line.
Yes.
And I want to say that we have a model here today, and we have with us Monterey Green. So here we go. Can we get a good photo of that? So, by the way, anyone that wants to know more, you're able to call in and ask more questions, 888-565-1470. And we have Monterey. But by the way, he's from Washington, the state. I don't know anyone from there. I really don't. You're my first person that I know that comes in from Washington, the state. Do you know anybody from Washington, the state?
I didn't even know Washington was a state.
Not
Yeah.
many people do, honestly.
I mean,
just
that's
think-
like out in the Pacific out there, no?
Yeah.
It's
the way
way
on the
north.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to confuse with Washington D.C. a lot.
Yeah, of course. That's why you have to say
I come
Washington
here
the
and
state.
I'm from Washington. They're like, D.C.? No, not Washington, D.C. Washington State.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. I'm sure you're appreciating the
Yes,
weather
thank
more
you
now
for
here. You're a new transplant, is that right?
Yep.
Alrighty. So let's see. Give us a little bit of a flex here, what we're looking at, and tell me a little bit about what this is all about here.
Okay, so this one is still a part of the LSD collections, and just to give you guys what it stands for liquidity, sex, and dreams. It's a very like trippy looking.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let me say it. It sounds
Liquidity,
nice.
like like money, finances, like.
Got that. Sex and dreams.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it just.
The trifecta.
Yeah. Basically, so it's me just trying to give like a creative name, and then of course it's a play on like a very trippy visual look to it.
Right.
And then if you're a fan of these things, you'll realize that hey, like half-fit stuff doesn't really belong with each other, but it looks good together.
I could see how this would actually be a combination of everything you just said.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
they all include like a dreamy feel, like money, and just whatever type of stuff I just feel like throwing in.
Right. So the actual clothing line, it's not just T-shirts, right? You have are there sweatshirts? Are there other things that you have the masks? That we
Yeah,
talked
so I have
about?
two things. So I have Virus Graphics. Now I don't have like a Virus Graphics piece or shirt on right now. I gave you one else from Virus Graphics.
Oh, okay.
That's the one where
This one?
yes, that one I particularly focus on just one or two specific anime characters at a time.
Okay.
That's like the main visual difference. If it's one character, it's a Virus Graphics, and that's the one that I started off with, where I have like most of the art for. The LSD is the mashup, mix up, Mario with Speed Racer, Miami, like, yeah.
Okay.
So that's like a more the difference between is that this one's more of like a clothing line and like branding and products.
Right.
LSD's more like pop art, but it has like a few shirts here and there, a few
Okay.
pieces of clothes,
What does this represent on the back? What is this?
V, Virus Graphics, yes.
Virus Graphics.
Yeah.
What is the shirts made of? Is that a T-shirt?
It's
That
really
is-
great material for those of you that are
It looks
interested
like
in
it's really
knowing.
comfortable.
It's polyester.
It's
It's polyester.
polyester,
Yeah, yeah.
great stretch,
That
and
was
good wear and
polyester?
tear.
Yes.
They're asking, how do you maintain? How do you wash that? What do you do? Take it to the laundry? What do you do?
No, you just wash it normal. Just don't put
Just
bleach.
wash it. Really?
Yeah, it's pretty strong. It won't shrink. It won't crack. It won't fade. It won't peel.
It looks really comfortable.
Hey,
Yeah,
Did you
it's
see this?
Like
I
a
saw
sports jersey type of material.
right?
Yeah. Super
You
flexible.
can wear that to sleep, to bed, like a pajama.
I mean, I
You can wear this
would,
anywhere.
but I'm curious. I mean, it looks really violent.
Yes, and you'll stay up
Oh.
all
She
night
dead?
in nightmares.
No,
What's happening here?
she's just a demon. You gotta watch the show. To
She's
understand
biting
that.
on something. That
She's
looks
a
kind of
scroll.
like,
A scroll.
Yeah, all right then.
Kind of like a muzzle for a dog, so she doesn't kill anyone.
On the GV, on the
She's a very popular
the
character. on
GE
the show.
version of it, right? Yeah.
A muzzle for a dog. LSD Productions.
But no, the material is great. So shout out to Sublimation Station. They're a local business in Orlando who I support and who give me the creative freedom to put in place all my art on different parts, the sleeve, the neck tag, and everything's printed separately and then it's all sewn together. That's how I can get the art everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some amazing information on just what the shirt is. So you're really getting a piece of art when you're buying a shirt.
Yeah, it's not just
It's
a
an
shirt.
art. I
It's
mean,
art, yeah.
you could wear something like that going out and with a jacket or.
It's a piece of art. I ain't wearing no art. I hang it on the wall.
That too. But no, just to give you a quick backstory on like why I'm going so hard with taking anime and making it like a high-end clothing or high-end art.
I see it. I can see how that could happen.
It's if you really like look at the market like before like what I was doing or other people, there really wasn't like any cool anime clothes. Like the merch for like anime stuff at a certain point in time wasn't really much. It'll just be like a logo or like one of those cheap shirts that just wash away or
right, fade and so on.
yeah. And it to me like also coming from that time period was it where it wasn't like the coolest thing to wear.
Right.
It's like you're kind of adding on with like a shirt that's not even cool with it. So
I
it's like
understand.
No,
I mean, if you were to wear this, you could wear this to a nightclub and really snazz up things, or wear it underneath wear it with a jacket over it. I mean, there's lots of ways you can go with this.
It has a style to it. It has I'm trying to give it like a fashion sense in a way, but it's art.
I could see it. It's art.
So now you could take something that wasn't so cool, but now it's gaining popularity. Now it has a cool article of clothing to go along with it.
Right.
And yeah, now that it's getting more popular, people love the characters from the show, and I'm just creating more art. It's growing.
What is like an average price for the shirts?
The average price, they're about $60 to $70, shipping including.
I think that's a
Shipping
great deal. I mean,
included, yeah.
considering that each piece is technically a piece of art.
Yeah, no, I'm not like one of these like higher end things where it's like $1,000 for a shirt. No, so like
Don't sell yourself short.
No,
I can
I'm
see
not,
that happening.
I'm not. I might have some limited edition pieces that could do that.
Absolutely.
But for the production of just certain shirts,
Can I be one of the limited editions?
Sure.
I'll pose for it.
They put a banana on a canvas and sold it for $1 million too. So
Yeah, and you see stuff like that, and
Oh,
it got
yeah.
me looking like, okay, I must be doing something wrong. Maybe I should just simplify it. But anyway, outside of that,
your artwork would catch my attention first before the bananas and the pineapples.
how long does it take you to do one of these?
anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks.
Do you start from a computer screen, or do you start with a pencil and a napkin?
No,
Well, that's why Disney did it.
It's a good question.
Yeah, no. Okay, so when I was like a child, yes, I used to draw on the piece of paper, scan it into the computer, and then
Oh,
draw it
wow.
on the computer. But now, with technology being so much easier, I could just draw directly to the tablet. So
Okay.
that's what I do. I just draw directly to the screen.
So you go right from scratch, or is there something that you're working from? Because you said you work from other art or other characters, and you start there, and then you just start
I'll
embellishing.
pull up like an image on Google of like the character and try to like freestyle like my own angle, or like use like that same angle but add more to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just try to build off of that. But everything else that gets added in is just, from the top. If I'm referencing anything, it's okay, how to make sure that this looks like the character I'm trying to draw.
Right.
That's it.
Once again, they can go to which website if they were interested in the clothing line?
The clothing line is Virus Graphics.
Virus
VYRUS graphics spelled normally.com.
And are they just for adults, or are they for children also?
I have a kid section. I don't have every
good to know, good
piece
to
of
know.
art. I don't have every piece of art available as a kid, child, youth
Sure.
shirt. But I do have a majority of it there. Some stuff for like limited runs. Some stuff you could be a member to see more stuff.
Okay.
So that clothing line is good. LSD is the pop art. So now
Got
I'm
it.
going with the same thing. With anime stuff, it's just like these generic posters of just the characters from the show.
Okay.
And it's cool, but I'm trying to give it like a high-end like Basquiat or any of these like artist type of feel, but in the anime realm. So
Got
I'm
it.
kind of going for that. So when you look at it, it just looks like it's,
Right.
super expensive art.
I have a question. Can we just move the camera over to that piece right there, because there's something really interesting on the bottom right-hand side. I don't know, Montre, if you can go ahead and kind of position it. See, there is a QR code.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
So I've been into crypto for a while now, not like heavy on it where I've made like millions and I can stop doing art, but in a sense where I played around with it, so I was always into it. And then I've heard about NFTs probably like a year prior to where everybody heard about it. I didn't really take it too serious, which I wish I should have, but I looked into it and I realized, okay, maybe I should put some of like my art on this platform, this digital platform, and try to understand what's to come, even though I don't fully understand. But I get a lot more now, but at the time.
Sure.
So I decided to drop a limited run of some artwork that's just NFTs only. So these aren't shirts. These aren't... I mean, you can buy them as canvases.
Sure.
If you want. If you don't know nothing about NFTs, you can buy the canvas directly. But if you buy an NFT, you can get a canvas. So
Okay.
for free, just being a holder.
So in actuality, as a holder of the art.
Yes.
That's the NFT world.
In this digital metaverse world that we're
Right.
going towards. If you decide to hold this as a digital portrait for your digital living room or wherever, you can get the free physical canvas in real life.
So this is a virtual world.
Yeah, so I'm trying
Got
to tap into that, and I've sold a few. I've actually sold.
I believe
a
you
lot.
have. Do you know? I don't know. Is this a Chinese? What am I looking at here?
Same. So look at it as
Does
like
that mean
a
anything?
So it means pervy boy.
Pervy?
Pervy, yeah.
So that's the name of the character.
No,
No,
this
it's
is,
not. It's
this
not
is-
even the name of the
this
character.
This is my version of Glenn Quagmire from Family Guy.
Ah, look at that.
He's a perv. So in
Oh,
anime,
got it. It's
Yeah.
pervy guy.
yeah. So
Okay.
that collection is just a just iconic perverts. It's just always been funny to me. So
I love the way you put him in a Gucci shirt.
yeah.
So let me ask you, if this thing goes up in value, if I buy the NFT and I bought it for $10, and then tomorrow it goes up to $1,000, does my interest, because I bought interest into the canvas, is my, what's the word I'm looking for? The proceeds? Do I get a portion?
Yeah,
of
Yeah, it goes up in value.
You sell it. The way how like the blockchain works, it works where I get a small percentage as the artist, so I'm always getting a commission off of every resale if you decide to sell it. But yeah, they can go up in value. I'm still learning how to create that. But you know, if people believe in my art, they like the art. If they just want to support, they just buy the NFT. And if it does go up, hey, that's great for you.
So the more you put this out there, after people decide to do it, the more it goes up in value. The NFT goes up in value.
Yeah, that's what we hope for. But I'm not one of those people that are like trying to add like you know, just like hype to it that doesn't really like mean anything. If you notice, like a lot of these projects, you know, people will say, yeah, it's gonna go to $1 million or 500,000. So no, I don't.
They make a profit. You're an artist.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that. It's more for the glory and the feel of the work of the accomplishment.
Yes, I'm not trying to sit here and excite you that it's gonna be worth this
True to
tomorrow.
Form. True to form.
Yeah, I'm not trying to just add you know, just extra hype to it. It's just like, look, if it goes up from me doing what I do as an artist and me growing, then hey, that's good for you. It could take 5 years, could take 10, it could take a few months. Who knows?
Sure.
But, you know, it's not like a project where I'm like, yeah, I'm guaranteeing it's going to hit this tomorrow. You know? So.
I love that. We have one other piece of work. Montre, would you be nice enough to hold up the work? And after that, we'll go to a quick commercial. Yeah. Let's see this one. This is, maybe you can come closer this way. This one is big.
Yeah. That's a 48 by 36.
So tell me about the characters in this one. I kind of recognize the pink one, I think.
Yeah, so they're from Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Yeah. Pokemon.
I knew it.
Pokemon's still very popular. You know, there's a lot of kids who still play the games. I don't know if they're, I mean, I used to collect the trading cards and play like the video games, but yeah. So I just, like I said, LSD's more of me just tapping into like the nostalgic stuff that I used to like watch and enjoy, but kind of mashing it into newer things and giving it like a newer pop art feel.
Right.
So I just kind of just drew like my favorite, ones that I remember as a kid together with a bunch of random stuff going on and stuff from different shows.
That's just incredible. Freddie, look at that. It's incredible.
And this one doesn't have the code, so this one is not in the
part
same...
of the it's not part of the
I made this
collection.
before I fully understood like what NFTs were. This, if you're interested, you can scan like the QR code. It'll go directly to its OpenSea link. You could put in an offer. There might be a set value price. They're all different, and there's more pieces in that collection, way more than what I have here. But from the LSD collection, this is another popular one because everybody still likes Pokemon, and I don't know all the new ones. They drop like new ones every couple years. I just remember the original.
I just think it's great for a girl's room. I love the color scheme. It's just, by the way, do these glow at night? Like if you put a black light on them, will they glow? I can't imagine
I've never tested it, but
I got you on something. Now you have to go back and try.
But no, there are companies who I work with. I have some affiliates that use my art with my permission. I've seen them kind of test out putting like LED lights behind it, and it kind of, the LED lights behind it are making all the colors pop.
That would be really sick.
Yeah.
You got to test that out and put it on the, just say, thanks Denise for the idea. I want to get some credit for that.
All right. We'll get you a commission.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and go to a commercial for our next sponsor that I really am very, very fond of. And we're going to transition hopefully very quickly to that.
Give me 1 second.
He needs 1 second. Okay. Well, I got to tell you, I thank you for those of you that are listening. Here we go. This is our commercial. So for those of you that always ask, who does your hair, Denise? Well, you're seeing who does. This is Ida Valle, who actually does work and specializes in blonde hair coloring, blondes in general. And she's been recognized by so many different women empowerment. And she's located, by the way, this is a woman that is from the, what was the show that she was on? Oh my goodness, The Bachelor. And she is really great and known for her work. And I know that she also does the hair extensions. Here's her at another event. Ida, you look fantastic. I'm so proud of what you've done. For those of you that are interested in wanting to know more, Ida is located in Fort Lauderdale. You can actually reach out to her for an appointment at 561-289-7947. Her IG, by the way, is beautyby_Ida. You can go to her website, which is www.beautybyida.com, and you can actually get the same hair. Look at this. This is all mine, by the way. Okay, for those, I have people that are asking all the time, is that your hair? Is that your color? Yes, it's all mine. Ida, thank you. You are outstanding. All of it.
No pieces?
No pieces. This one is all mine. I'm very, very lucky. Super lucky. I want to now turn to talking about the NFT and other things that you're working on. So, but I want to talk about the car real quick before we do that.
Sure. I have Eddie
So,
King
I
on
didn't even
hold.
see what kind of car was it exactly?
It is a 2017 Chevrolet Corvette.
Corvette.
Yeah.
And you actually, I call it wrapped, but you did art on it.
Yeah,
So
it's
you-
wrapped. It's wrapped.
It is
I
wrapped.
can peel it off. It'll go back to its base color.
Oh, is that
Whatever.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So well, for those of you who are listening in and can't see, he actually took the same art and put it onto the car. Right, and you use that car when you're going to different shows, is that right? And they can
Yeah.
actually see the
I just
car, and you're
showcase it.
working. You showcase the car.
Yeah, along with my
I
art.
have Eddie on hold.
You know, just to kind of give you like a full like scope of like my range. You know.
Okay.
I can do clothes. I can do cameras. I can wrap cars. You know.
I think you get somebody on hold.
All right, we got somebody on hold. But you can do anything. Let me see. I got to think about what else you can do. But I think that there's something more. Oh, the tattoos.
Yeah.
You got to work on the tattoos to make that part of your collection. So we have a call. Who do we have on the line?
Hey, what's up? This is Eddie Kane.
Hi, Eddie. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just calling in to show love to the GOAT, Ozzy the Virus, man. He, the king of anime and drawings and artwork.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Like, that's a real supporter right there, man. I appreciate you a lot, man.
I thank you for calling in. I really love the fact
No
that
doubt,
you did.
No doubt. Much love.
Do you own any of his work?
Hell yeah.
Which one do you like the most? Or which one do you own?
And I got the virus pieces.
The viral pieces?
The virus. He's talking
Yeah,
about the virus.
I got
Oh, the
the
virus.
big-
Okay, the virus graphics.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How many pieces do you have? It sounds like you have a lot.
I got one of the big pictures from my game room.
Okay, so
And I got a couple Dragon Ball Z shirts, and I have a couple of Vegetas and Goku
yeah,
pictures.
certain characters.
These
But I'm
are all-
about to get some more this weekend when I see them.
Oh wow! All right, so you're going to be traveling this weekend, but
No,
before
tonight.
you're
After
traveling
this,
tonight.
I'm going to Virginia.
So you're gonna meet him up in Virginia. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, correct. I got to get like 3 pictures signed from him, and then I'm gonna
Wow.
get some more stuff.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. Thank you so much for showing the love. Please make sure you stay tuned and follow us. We love our callers, and thanks again, and thanks for supporting Ozzy. That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Oh, look, I didn't travel to New York to see this guy and everything, man.
Yeah, I remember
Wow.
that pop-up shop that I
Right.
showed the first video. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I met him.
All right then. Have you seen the car?
Yes, I can't wait to see it in person.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thanks so much for calling in. And we'll hopefully have you as a new follower and a fan. And thanks again for showing out some love.
No doubt. Much love, Virus.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
You want to play the card?
Let's play the car. Let's see what we have. We have the car that we're going to be showing. Just look at this. So those of you that are actually listening in,
You said, do I
This-
drive it?
this
Hell
car is amazing.
This is your card.
Yeah. It was my dream car from high school. No, it's not here. No, I didn't bring it down here.
Ready to go downstairs?
So just imagine this art on a car.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's what it is. And we're actually looking at, I guess this was an event that you went to.
Yeah, so this is my booth.
So your booth.
It was a 10 by
okay.
40.
Okay. And you have, you do sneakers
Oh, yeah, 40,
too?
40 feet.
You
I
do
just saw my-
sneakers? Did I see sneakers?
So no, I worked with a few artists,
Okay.
that drew like my art on sneakers. So I just bring it to the events and show them like love and.
I love that.
You know?
Make a sneaker for your show.
You make me a sneaker. Oh, I'd love that. We're
No,
welcome
I
to-
don't paint on the sneakers, but I can get them to do it.
Oh,
for you,
okay.
You know.
Well, whatever. I'll actually support any way I can because I think this stuff is a lot of fun. So, what would you say your more of your fans are? Is it equally a balance between male and female, or average age group, or what would that be?
It started off being mostly male in the beginning, but once I started like growing like a little bit more popularity on Instagram and social media, I started noticing that a lot more females would kind of tune into what I'm doing because they would want to get stuff for their boyfriends, husbands,
Okay.
because they know that he's into this, and then
Right.
there's a lot of females who are just into it also. So it's a pretty good balance now.
Okay.
But in the beginning, it was mostly male. But I mean, our age range, everybody loves cartoons, video games.
So, is there like a large convention that this kind of thing is like the thing to go see and do?
Every weekend.
Every
Every
weekend?
show, yeah.
Every weekend there's a show.
Every city has about there's bigger and smaller ones, but every city has an anime convention. If you're
Wow.
in this realm, you'll know
Okay.
You know, you just look it up. You'll know when it is. You book your tickets. You can meet voice actors from these characters from these shows
that show up and
I met a lot of voice actors from like, you know, shows that I grew up watching when I was like a kid, and they've seen my art, they've showed my art love, and they'll be there. You could, you know, meet them. You can meet artists like me. You can buy cool products, cool art, cool toys, gifts, you know. So
when's the next one here in the local area?
I don't know, but there's, you know, places to look it up. I just came from Otaku Fest out here in January. That was a good one. That was by the Miami Airport Convention Center. It was dope. I had the car out there and everything, my booth. This one was that you saw in the video was Ocala, like a little bit further up from Orlando.
Sure.
That one was a great one. So I'm going to Virginia tonight to not have like my own booth set up, but there's companies I work with that sell my art on plexiglass.
Oh,
so I'm going up there. So shout out V1 Tech. I'm going up there with them to pretty much be at their booth, but I'm signing any art that people pick up that's mine.
Love it.
I have Jacob on hold.
Oh, we have another caller. Jacob, welcome. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. I was just I was calling to shout out to my boy Ozzy. I saw him on my live, and I was like, oh dang, let me tap in with him real quick. I see you doing big things, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Well, you know what? That says a lot. I really appreciate you dialing in because we love anyone that wants to go ahead and engage with us. We hope that you continue following us, but I really appreciate you have a lot of love out there.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah,
this is great stuff.
And I've been doing it for 12 years. So
for 12 years.
Over time, you know, people just support and, you know, appreciate you, man, just calling in. You know, that means a lot.
It really does. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
It really does mean a lot. Thank you so much for dialing in and shouting out to our guest today, Ozzy.
Ozzy, they want to know if you rent your car.
Probably not.
Can you imagine you driving that car?
I actually did think about it being rented out for like visuals. So if you're like a rapper and you want something cool like in the background.
Oh, we actually need to make sure that we talk about that.
Or artists or anyone.
Right.
Or if you wanted to rent it for video shoots. I'm considering that. Yeah.
Under supervision.
Yes. Very heavily
grand
supervision.
Yeah, of course.
Because businesses are trying grand opening.
Yeah, art shows. Yeah, no, there's a lot I can do with it. It's only been wrapped for about 6 months now. So, also, I got to shout out the rap company that did it. Wraps for Less, they're located in Orlando, Florida. An amazing team. They took all the pieces and parts apart. They wrapped it individually and put it all back together. So, you know, so it's a nice, proper wrap. You know, there's, air seal tight. You know, water, dirt won't get into it and peel it up. And it's holding up. It looks amazing. It's great.
So did you say they took the whole car apart?
Yeah.
Piece by piece?
That's really how it's supposed to be done. Now, if you go to a wrap shop that's trying to, you know, cut corners, they'll just stick it on there, cut it, and call it a day. But you're really supposed to take off certain panels and hoods and fenders and get the wrap behind it.
Right.
So when you put it back together, there's no way air and dirt can get into it to make it peel up.
Well, I tell you, I've learned so much today. I know Freddie and I are just amazed. Did you know that Freddie's birthday is tomorrow?
Oh.
Yes. We got to wrap it up. He doesn't want to know that. But I'm really excited. Yes, I want to say that I am really wanting to have this art in our studio because it just brightens everything up. And the car at some point.
Bring the car up.
Yeah, bring the car up.
All right. Well, if I'm ever in a show in Miami, I'll make sure I post and let you guys know. And, I'll try to get you guys some tickets to come in and, see what I do like in person in real time.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I'm serious. I'll definitely make sure I do that.
Well, we actually are very much so open to keeping the art here and talking about it. And anyone that wants to say, hey, what was that piece? What about that? I would love it. You know, we'll share the love.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great in here, doesn't it, Freddie? Yes, I really do like it. We got to go. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Montreal, thank you so much for being here with us today. You're sporting that shirt real hot, baby. Thanks so much. See you next time. Have a great weekend.
You have been listening live to the one and only timeless Denise as she helps you bring in your weekend with a smile. If you wish to contact Denise and be on the show, call us at 866-224-5422 or email Denise at poweredUpradiotv.show and tell us how your business shapes up the weekend. Again, call us at 866-224-5422 and make your mess our message. Now that you are powered up,